Good morning, everyone. Today's topic for presentation is periodontal pocket and its histopathological features. In relevance to periodontal pockets, histopathology may not signify much importance as periodontal pocket is a clinical finding. So, understanding histology or histopathology of periodontal pocket is important to know the, the deeper changes in the histopathological structures and the changes which occur after the treatment. So changes in the soft tissue wall of pocket uh, can be studied in the histology based on the clinical features. So clinical features which include the enlarged gingiva and bluish red marginal gingiva, rolled out edges, bluish red vertical zone extending from the margin till the attached gingiva, extrusion and migration of teeth, shiny and puffy gingiva, gingival bleeding, purulent exudate is some of the features of a periodontal pocket. So these are all inflammatory features and changes which occur histologically in the soft tissue. So blood vessels are engorged and dilated. Connective tissue in the edematous uh, and densely infiltrated with plasma cells, lymphocytes, and scattered polymorphonuclear leukocytes. So degenerative changes occur along with the lateral wall of the pocket. So epithelial changes are generally degenerated epithelium and atrophied epithelium can be seen, and there is inner wall of the pocket where there is an ulceration in the which you can notice in this particular picture, and the pus occurs in the pocket with suppurative inflammation of the inner wall of the pocket. So epithelium proliferates into underlying connective tissue forming long retipegs. And microulcerations on the soft tissue wall and pocket epithelium is infiltrated with a number of polymorphonuclear leukocytes and edematous fluid from the connective tissue, inflamed connective tissue. And one more thing what you can notice in this particular thing is bacterial invasion from the intercellular space of epithelium. Generally gram-negative organisms like PG and PI, the Porphyromonas gingivalis and Eutella intermedia and AA can invade into the soft tissues intercellular spaces. So coming to the histological pictures, so these two histological pictures signify the lateral wall of the pocket. The epithelium along with the lateral wall of the pocket presents a striking proliferative and degenerative changes which you can observe, and the epithelial projections extend deep into the connective tissue which you can notice in these pictures, and also extend further apically than the junctional epithelium. And epithelium is infiltrated with leukocytes and other inflammatory cells. And degeneration and necrosis of epithelium leading to ulceration of epithelium and exposure of underlying connective tissue can be noticed. So in this particular picture you can see the lateral wall of the pocket, which where you can see the maroonish cells which you can see infiltrated into the epithelial layer, where the ulcerated tissue is broken ulcerated tissue is the nidus for these cells to pass in or pass out. Okay, so that is the break in continuity of junctional epithelium. So bacterial invasion along with the lateral wall and the apical areas of the pocket. Some bacteria traverse the basement lamina and invade the epithelial connective tissue, and the following morphotypic types of bacteria have been identified to traverse. So filamentous rods, coccoids, organisms, and with the predominant gram-negative bacteria, increased number of Langerhans cells were found in epithelium. So coming to microtopography of the gingival wall of the pocket, you have certain changes which are observed under electron microscopy. There are some areas of relative quiescence, areas of bacterial accumulation, mainly cocci, rods, filamentous rods with a few spirochetes, and area of emergence of leukocytes, area of leukocyte bacterial interaction, and areas of intense epithelial desquamation, and areas of ulceration with exposed connective tissue, and areas of hemorrhage with numerous erythrocytes. So microtopography has divided the gingival wall of the pocket into different areas. So there is 7 areas. Some areas are quiet, some areas there is bacterial accumulation, some areas will have the emergence of leukocytes, and some areas will have intense epithelial desquamation and ulceration, hemorrhage, and numerous erythrocytes have been noticed. And the transition of these areas will postulate the accumulation of bacteria in the previous quiescent areas, triggering the emergence of leukocytes and bacterial interactions, and this leads to intense epithelial desquamation and finally ulceration and hemorrhage. The SEM of pocket wall can be seen in these areas. Some areas of quiescence can be observed here. Some areas of desquamated epithelial cells can be observed, and here you can see the cordoned area which shows the ulceration, areas of ulceration in the lateral wall of the pocket. Here also you can observe that. And what are these periodontal pockets? Are they healing lesions or non-healing lesions? They are considered to be healing lesions, and it is characterized by interplay of destructive and constructive changes. And the destructive changes, which are characterized by fluid and inflammatory exudates, and by associated degenerative changes initiated by plaque bacteria, and the constructive changes, which include uh, formation of blood vessels and effort to repair the damaged tissue caused by inflammation. The balance between destructive and the constructive changes determines the clinical features such as color, consistency, and surface texture of a pocket. Soft tissue wall of the pocket uh, generally is of two types, that is edematous pocket and a fibrotic pocket. So fibrotic pocket is more fibrous. Edematous pockets will have inner half of the inflamed and ulcerated epithelium, and the outer wall is collagenous, which is uh, an edematous type of pocket. And what does this pocket contain? So pocket contains microorganisms and their products like enzymes, endotoxins, and metabolic products, bacterial plaque, gingival clavicular fluid, food remnants, salivary mucin, desquamated epithelial cells, and leukocytes, dead cells. All these uh, PMNs, after dead, they become desquamated, and if purulent exudate is present, it consists of living, degenerated, and necrotic leukocytes, and living and dead bacteria, pMNs, serum and scanty amount of fibrin. Pus formation is a commonest feature in the periodontal disease, but it is only a secondary sign of a pocket. So coming to clinical features and the difference between clinical features and histological features involve clinical feature which corresponds to the histological feature. The first and foremost feature is bluish red discoloration of gingiva, wall of the pocket, so which corresponds to the histopathological feature of circulatory stagnation or engorgement of blood vessels. Second feature, flaccidity, which corresponds to destruction of gingival fibers and surrounding tissue. Smooth shiny surface corresponds to atrophy of epithelium and edema. Pitting on pressure, which corresponds to edema and degenerative changes. Firm and pink gingival walls, a predomination of fibrotic changes over exudation and degeneration in outer surface of pocket. Bleeding by gentle probing, vascularity, thinning and degeneration of epithelium, and proximity of engorged vessels to inner surface. So pain in periodontal pocket on exploration with probe will signify pain due to ulceration of inner aspect of the pocket wall. Then pus expression by application of digital pressure can signify histopathologically as pus occurs with suppurative inflammation of inner wall of the pocket. So these are some of the histopathological features one should understand to have an idea about the changes which occur in periodontal pocket. Thank you.